Back in my father's generation, turning 40 was thought of as more of like man's beginning to decline, especially in Greece. But things have changed. Turning 40 is no longer a life sentence to falling out of shape, losing all your muscle, and being next in line for a heart attack if you have at least some decent genetics. And rather, if you eat and train smart with a long-term mindset, your 40s don't have to be your decline, rather, they can even be your prime. This is why in today's video, I'll be sharing with you a no BS guide to making a fitness comeback if you're around 40, covering the exact blueprint we follow with our trainees. 3 weeks ago, I turned 40 myself, and I'm not going to lie. Waking up, looking in the mirror, and actually liking what I see is a huge confidence booster. All the little things like catching my wife taking a peek while I walk around shirtless, even after 6 years of being together, or running into old classmates and looking 5 to even 10 years younger, or having the energy and mood to goof around with my daughters after a long day. These are all kinds of daily wins that remind me why staying in shape is worth it. Obviously, I know that time will take its toll eventually, but there's something powerful about doing the best you can to feel and look good with each year that goes by while living your life to the fullest, which gives your fitness lifestyle even more drive. When I finish my day feeling like I've left nothing on the table, I just go to bed feeling lighter. Or, as my compatriot Socrates said a couple of centuries ago, it is a pity for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. No matter what you've heard out there, making a comeback in your 40s takes time. And although this varies from person to person, if you want to seriously transform your body, you need to put in serious work for about 2 years. Based on my coaching experience, most men don't want to hear this and rather fall victim for hype and fake shortcuts, but those who usually do are the ones that change. Okay, so 2 years can be a rough number to hear, but here are the good news. Number one, if you seriously commit for these 2 years, you can get pretty close to 80% of your max fitness potential. Which reminds me that although most people overestimate what they can accomplish in the short run, let's say an 8-week or 12-week period, they also underestimate what they can accomplish in the long run. Now, I'm not saying that you're gonna look like a bodybuilder, and who wants that nowadays anyway, but most men can carve their best, rugged, strong and lean physique in just 18 to 24 months. Number two, plenty of the other benefits, like the mood boost, the increase in libido, the improved focus at work, the extra energy when you hang out with your family, these are all accessible within just weeks. And lastly, number three, once you put in the hard work for those 2 years, maintaining everything you've accomplished up to that point is possible with less than half of the original effort you had to put in. So if you invest about 4 to 5 hours a week during these first 2 years, once you get where you want to be, you can easily maintain everything you accomplished with just 2 to 2.5 hours. This way, you can also put fitness on maintenance at that point and make time for other hobbies or things that you want to do in your life. Till then, you have to put your head down. By the way, if today's video hits home and you're serious about making your fitness comeback, if you're done hating the mirror every morning, but also waking up with zero enthusiasm in the downstairs department, if you want your wife to be eyeballing you again like the first time you met, if you want to be sharper, more productive, and handle stress like a boss at work, if you want to be an even bigger goofball with your kids at the end of your day, and if you want to break free from the gym and train anywhere you please according to your schedule, either that's a home workout during the week or breaking free from the indoors and training outside in the weekend when you have some extra time, You can work with us one-on-one, online, and leave the guesswork to someone who not only walks the talk himself, but has also coached a ton of other people in your exact shoes. So if you want someone who knows how to get you exactly the results you want without wasting extra time and energy, if you want a coach who will create a custom workout and diet plan tailored to your life while keeping you accountable until you master consistency yourself, you can always fill in the form below, book a free consultation call with me, and we can see if we're a good fit to work with each other. Now, when men in their 40s come to me for coaching, I like to give them a long-term overview of what we'll be doing, which is usually broken down in 3 phases. Phase number 1 is all about dropping all the extra fat that is holding you back while getting you stronger. This reveals a lean and, I wouldn't say rugged physique yet, but definitely a more fit body. If you want an idea of how that looks, take for example my trainee Jason, who is approaching the end of his cutting phase with about 5 more pounds to go until the 4th of July, when we'll be celebrating with an epic barbecue. The purpose of phase 1 is getting you stronger and building more muscle, since despite being on a caloric deficit, this is possible in the beginning, especially when you're a newbie. Plus, being able to actually see weekly progress on the scale and the mirror keeps your motivation fired up as you cultivate new workout and nutritional habits. Obviously, this depends on how much fat you have to drop, but this phase can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months if you're around 20 to 40 pounds overweight. Although how much weight you need to lose affects your weight loss pace, we generally aim for about 1% of your body weight per week, plus or minus 0.3. So if you weigh, let's say, 200 pounds, that's about 2 pounds per week, which is considered a relatively aggressive pace, but in our experience, when it comes to fat loss, faster results with a clear deadline helps people stay more focused and motivated until they complete their diet phase. Since your calories will be low, we want a workout plan with moderate training volume and frequency, our topic here being a 3 full body workout per week. Each workout should cover all 6 fundamental movement patterns, which I've covered in depth in a previous video that I'll include below, but here are these once again in a nutshell. You want an overhead pull, an overhead push, a horizontal pull, a horizontal push, a quad dominant exercise like a squat or a lunge, although I like to replace these with uphill sprints and walking uphill with a weighted backpack, which is not exactly the same thing, but sometimes you need to customize things in a way that makes sense for you and works for your body. Finally, number 6 is a posterior kinetic chain exercise, such as a hip hinge, a lower back exercise, or a hamstring variation. Next, after you complete phase 1 and you have more of a fit body, as we mentioned previously, it's time to start adding some more serious muscle on your frame so that in phase 3 we can carve out a more muscular and what we like to call a rugged calisthenics physique. Another reason we do this is because once you get down to about a 10 to 12% body fat, your body now is in a much better place to start building more serious muscle. Nutrient partitioning works better, meaning more of what you eat goes to muscle instead of fat. This has to do with things such as improved insulin sensitivity and your hormones working more in your favor, again, when it comes to building lean mass with less fat spillover. In a nutshell, you want to slowly reverse diet, meaning bring your calories back to maintenance, and next go slightly above that, since being at a small caloric surplus maximizes muscle growth, but also keeping in mind that if you overdo it with your caloric surplus, you just add pointless fat on your frame. This phase can last anywhere between 6 to 12 months, depending on how lean you started and how clean your bulk was, but also your personal goal. This is my favorite phase. This is what I'm actually doing right now, again, since the extra calories fuel you for harder workouts, and your potential for getting stronger is way higher. And of course, you get to have way more fun with your diet. I'm not saying that you can pig out every day, and there's still a lot of strategy that goes into this, but you have way more flexibility that allows you to enjoy life, have Sunday pizza nights, have some fries here and there, or throw some cereal in your morning yogurt and enjoy bigger home cooked meals at family gatherings without having to stress about it. What you're aiming for here is about 0.25% of weekly weight gain, meaning if you weigh around, again, 200 pounds, you want to gain about half a pound per week. Training wise, we're looking at a higher training volume at this point and a higher training frequency involving 4 to 6 workouts, so you can spread this volume optimally across multiple sessions. This way, you can put in quality work before you start to run out of steam, which usually happens somewhere around 50 to 60 minutes into your workout if you train hard and focused as you should. Exercise-wise, you want to continue to hammer all the 6 essential movement patterns, but also work on muscle isolation, targeting more areas such as your biceps, triceps, and core. Phase 3 is your final cut. At this point, we should already have built your best rugged calisthenics physique, as we call it. So all you have to do after this is simply reveal all the hard work you've put in those last 18 to 24 months. Basically, we repeat phase 1 here, in terms of diet at least, with a little bit of more variety in your training. That was all for today. If you'd like me to go deeper in each of these phases, you can leave a comment below and let me know. Once again, if you're interested in one-on-one personal coaching, you can always fill in the application below. And until next time, keep on training.